Hello there guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Mii Maker U episode 4. Today we are going to be creating Miis from the very extremely popular US TV show Breaking Bad. So let's jump straight into this. All our Miis today are going to be male, but of course first we're going to be making Walter White. So we want to pick the facial style in the first column and fourth row, sort of angular one with a square jaw, and go to the facial features. We want the one in the third column and first row, just like that. And moving on to the hair, of course, in the last, I think, 4 series he was bald. And we'll find that style on the 5th page in the third column and second row. Just like that. Now, with the eyebrows, we'll change the colour to the one in the second column and the third row, which is sort of off-brown colour. And the style we want is on the 2nd page in the third column and second row. And what we're going to do with these is we will move them down twice, rotate them counterclockwise twice, and then expand them once. Just like that. It looks a bit weird now, but as you know with these, they all fall into place eventually. So with the eyes, we're going to change the eye color to brown. I think his eyes are brown. It's the color in the first column and second row. And the style we want to choose is on the first page in the third column and second row as well. What we'll do with these is quite simply shrink them once and squash them once. Like that. Marvellous. With the nose, the style we will choose is on the 2nd page. It's the one in the first column and second row. Just like that. It's sort of like a crooked nose from the side. I think that's kind of similar to his nose. And we don't need to do anything with the shape of it, so we'll just move straight on to the mouth. And the mouth style we want is on the third row and the third column of page 1. Just like that, and we will shrink it once and then move it down 4 times. Now he's looking a bit long-faced. We'll fix that now. We need to add his glasses. What we want is in the first row and the third column. We're going to leave them black, and we're going to leave them the same size as they are. Now with the mustache, we will choose the mustache in the second column and second row. Going to change the color to that same off-brown color in the second column and third row, and with these. With this mustache, we will expand it 3 times and move it down twice. That looks a bit weird. That's because we've got to add the beard. It looks weird because we haven't added the beard. The one we want is in the first column and second row. Bam! There we go. Now all we need to do is change his height to about 80% and his weight we'll leave the same as 50%. We'll change his favourite colour to yellow because that kind of looks like his hazmat chemical suit. And we've made Walter White. There you go. Not too bad if I do say so myself. So next up, as I said, all our Miis are going to be male today. We're going to start a new Mii. We're going to leave the face how it is, but we will switch over to the makeup and pick the sort of half stubble beard thing. It's in the second column and fourth row right there. Now with the hair, we are going to change the colour to the one in the first column and fourth row. It's sort of like a darker blonde colour. Go to the 2nd page and pick the style in the second column and second row. With the eyebrows, we're going to change to the same off-brown dark colour. Got that bit jumbled up there, but you know what I mean. Same as the hair. We want to go to the style in the third column and third row of page 1. And all we're going to do with these is move them down once and then shrink them once. Looks a bit weird. His eyebrows are covering his eyes at the moment. We'll fix that right now, actually. We're going to change his eye color to blue. I think his eyes are blue. You know, if not, you can always change this yourself. And we want the style on page 3 in the third column and third row. It's looking a bit goofy. We'll fix that now. We're going to move them down once and in once. And then we will shrink them once and squash them twice. Just like that. With the nose, we will choose the nose in the second column and second row of page 1, and all we're going to do is shrink it once, and that's the nose done. Marvellous. With the mouth, we want the style on page 1, right at the bottom in the middle here, in the the second column and fourth row, and quite simply we're just going to move it down once, shrink it once, squash it once, just like that. Now with the mustache, we're going to add a quick little mustache here. I must ask you a question. We're going to switch the colour to the same dark blonde colour in the first column and fourth row, and we'll choose the style in the first column and second row, and all we're going to do with this is shrink it once, like that, and we'll add the beard in the second column and first row, And our Mii is done. All we have to do now is change the height to about 70%, weight to 40%, and again, favourite colour to yellow to sort of look like the chemical suit. And we've made, well, Walter White's literal partner in crime, Jesse Pinkman. Now, I had a lot of choices for the final Mii of today's episode, but I think I nailed this one. We're going to, again, start with a male Mii. But first up, we're going to change the tone, the skin tone, to the one in the second column, the second row. It's sort of like a pinkier colour. And the style of the face we want is in third row, the first column. And the features, again, first column, but this time fourth row. And move on to the hair. This character is also bald, if you remember from Walter White. It's on page 5 in the third column and second row. Now, with the eyebrows, we'll leave the colour how they are. That's the sort of darkest brown you can get. The second column and first row. And the style we want is on page 1 in the third column and second row. Right there, these sort of skinny, curvy ones. And what we're going to do is move them down 3 times, move them in once, shrink them once, and squash them once. Again, his eyebrows are covering his eyes at the moment, so you can't see them that well. So we'll fix that right now. We will change the eye colour to brown once again. It's the colour in the second column and the first row. And I got that wrong, didn't I? It's the first column and second row, sorry. And the style we want is on page 5. It's the one in the third column and second row right here. He's looking a bit creepy. Move it in once, squash them once, and shrink them twice, just like that. And now the nose. The nose we want is on page 1. It's in the first column and the second row. And quite simply, shrink it once, move it up once. There we go. The mouth, the final piece of the puzzle. We want the style on page 3. It's in the second column and first row. And what we will do with it is move it up once, shrink it once, and squash it once. There we have it, guys. We will switch the height to 90% and the weight to 70%, change the favourite colour to brown, and we have created DEA agent and also Walter White's brother-in-law, Hank Schrader. So there you go, guys. That wraps up the 3 Miis for this episode. Of course, you can scan the QR codes on screen now using your 3DS, or if you're some sort of mad contortionist, maybe you can use your Wii U gamepad to scan the QR code as well. Of course, if I got something wrong or if you think you could improve it, you can follow the steps yourself to create it and then change it how you'd like. I'm always open for suggestions of themes we can do for the Mii Maker U, so why not leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you'd like to see next time. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.